On July 1st, 2025, a tiny half-meter telescope spotted something in the night sky. But this wasn't just another comet. Within hours, astronomers realized something was terribly wrong. The object was glowing, but in the wrong direction. Instead of a tail streaming away from the sun like every comet we've ever seen, this thing had a light ahead of it, an anti-tail, something that by all known laws of physics simply shouldn't exist. And that was just the first red flag.
When the discovery was first logged, astronomers treated it like routine business. A big comet, maybe 20 to 46 kilometers across, cruising through space. They gave it the name 3I Atlas and moved on. But space doesn't tolerate mistakes for long. The first clue something was off came from its tail. Or rather, its lack of one. Comets are like dirty snowballs. When they get close to the sun, heat boils off their ice, venting gas and dust and creating a glowing tail that always points away from the sun. It's one of the most predictable rules in astronomy. But 3I Atlas wasn't playing by the rules. There was no tail at all, just a bizarre glow forming ahead of the object, pointing toward the sun like a cosmic headlight. For scientists, this wasn't just weird, it was impossible, like finding a fire with no smoke, or a shadow pointing the wrong way. Something about this object was actively defying what we thought we knew about comets. And it was only going to get stranger from here.
When the first spectrographic data came back, it didn't calm anyone's nerves. It made things far stranger. Enter Avi Loeb, Harvard astrophysicist and one of the most controversial voices in modern astronomy. Loeb has a reputation for chasing the big questions no one else dares to ask. And when he saw the numbers on 3I ATLS, he knew something was deeply wrong. First, there was its size, nearly 28 miles wide, making it a statistical monster compared to every other interstellar object we've ever detected. Finding one this big by pure chance is like winning the cosmic lottery 1,000 times in a row. Then came the chemical analysis. NASA's SPH-ERX observatory measured the gases around it and found something that flipped expectations. 95% carbon dioxide, only 5% water. That's the exact reverse of what we see in comets from our own solar system. But the real shocker came from Chile's Very Large Telescope. It found nickel in the gas plume without iron. That might not sound unusual, but in nature, nickel and iron are cosmic twins. They're almost always found together. Separating them is something you'd only see in an industrial process, the kind we use to build spacecraft. Suddenly, 3I ATLS didn't just look strange, it looked engineered. And just as the data was heating up, a new battle began, one that would turn this mystery rock into a showdown between science's biggest skeptic and one of its most daring mavericks.
The strange data surrounding 3I Atlas quickly became more than just a scientific curiosity. It turned into a battle of worldviews. On one side was Avi Loeb, who refuses to look away from inconvenient evidence. To him, the size, the chemistry, the anti-tail, they all pointed to one chilling possibility. We might be staring at alien technology. On the other side stood Michael Shermer, founder of the Skeptics Society and one of the world's most famous debunkers. For decades, Shermer has made a career dismantling extraordinary claims, from UFO sightings to conspiracy theories. To him, calling this object artificial is not science, it's a leap of faith. He argues that we're in what he calls a low information zone. We've only seen 3 interstellar visitors up close. How can we possibly know what's normal? The clash wasn't just about a rock in space. It was about what science is supposed to be. Should scientists be bold and follow the evidence wherever it leads, even if it risks ridicule? Or should they wait for overwhelming proof before saying anything that might shake the foundations of what we know? The debate grew louder with every new observation, But while humans argued, 3I Atlas kept moving, and its path would soon reveal something that turned the mystery into something even more unsettling. If 3I Atlas were just another cosmic rock, you'd expect its orbit to be completely random, tilted at some odd angle, cutting across our solar system like a stray bullet. But when astronomers ran the calculations, their jaws dropped. 3I Atlas's trajectory was perfectly aligned with the ecliptic plane, the flat, disc-like path that every planet in our solar system follows around the sun. The odds of that happening by chance? Roughly 1 in 500, like tossing a dart from across a football field and hitting dead center. And the path wasn't just aligned, it was precise, leading to a close pass by Mars. On October 3rd, this massive object will sweep within just 29 million kilometers of the red planet. In cosmic terms, that's practically brushing past it. And here's where things get really exciting. Or terrifying, depending on how you look at it. NASA has a powerful camera in orbit around Mars, the HiRISE instrument aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. This camera can photograph objects on the Martian surface just a few feet across. When 3I Atlas makes its flyby, HiRISE will have a front row seat. This is the moment of truth. If those images show a potato-shaped hunk of rock and ice, skeptics like Michael Shermer will claim victory. But if those images reveal sharp edges, geometric patterns, or anything that looks even remotely artificial, then everything changes. And yet even that might not be the scariest part, because some scientists think this object's arrival isn't random at all.
As the world counts down to the October flyby, a darker thought is beginning to creep in. What if this isn't just a piece of space debris drifting by? What if its arrival is the point? For centuries, we've asked the same question. Are we alone? We built radio telescopes, launched golden records into space, and waited for a reply that never came. Now, something is here, massive, silent, and behaving in ways we can't explain, and we're treating it like a science fair project. Waiting for pictures, arguing on social media, betting on who will be proven right. But 3I Atlas doesn't care about our debates. It doesn't care about our egos or our fear of being wrong. It continues on its path, a 28-mile-wide enigma that could change everything we know about the universe. So here's the real question. Is this a natural phenomenon we just don't understand yet? Or is it a relic of something far older and smarter than us? A probe, a message, maybe even a warning. We might be weeks away from the most important discovery in human history, or from realizing we've been looking at nothing more than a strange but natural visitor. Either way, this moment will define how we see ourselves in the cosmos. What do you think? Is 3I Atlas just a bizarre comet, or are we about to witness proof that we're not alone? Tell us your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned, because whatever happens on October 3rd, the universe is about to answer a question humanity has been asking for millennia.